So African traveler.
Yeah.
You know, recently you've seen, you know, what is happening in the world. So much hate, you know.
Towards
You know,
the
people, towards the blacks. You know how you saw how George Floyd was killed in America.
Very
You know,
sad.
may his soul rest in peace. You know, and you saw people rising up. You know, you saw black people, our brothers and sisters from America, Africans in the diaspora rising up and speaking with that voice. You know, also you saw white people joining them, and also Asian joining them. You know, that showed you that people can still learn to live in peace, love, and unity.
Yeah.
And to those people who still have that mindset of racism and you know, and discriminating other people from a different race, especially our brothers and sisters, like what can you tell them? You know, what can you tell them to change their mindset and all that?
I believe someone who hates someone else is because you have self-hate.
Yeah.
If you have a lot of love in your heart, you don't have time to hate, you know.
Yeah.
But people who keep hating others, you know, you hate blacks. You see what Chinese did during the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that Africa was the least continent in the world with the least number of infection from the virus, but they were really harassing China. Yeah. See what happened to George Floyd. It was really, really sad.
Yeah.
And for me, as much as I can want to teach the people, the only thing is, and this is something I really appreciate from especially our Muslim brothers, you cannot touch the Quran.
Yeah.
If you touch the Quran, the whole Muslim community, they will rise up.
Yeah.
And that is one thing that will safeguard the Africans.
Yeah.
Because you cannot teach everyone how to love, but you can teach them fear. You see, let's say what happened to George Floyd. It was insane. It was insane at any level of thought. You know, you have to punish a mistake, not kill.
Yeah.
So if you're going to if you have unity, we have to have unity between blacks and Africans around the world. All the black people around the world have to come as one. We have to be one. And
because, you know,
if you touch one, we all rise up.
Because
and that is what will bring fear to anyone who's thinking about racism. You know, he's thinking about killing a black person because you know what will happen next.
Yeah, because I believe, like, if we are one, you know, if you're one, that is a very strong force, you know.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, I've also gone to some countries in Africa and you see, you know, some African brothers, you know, they treat their own African brothers in a different way.
Worse than the foreigners.
You know, because that is so wrong, you know, because we are all black, we look the same, you know. There's nothing different from you and me, you know. Because you being from a different country and me being from a different country doesn't make any difference, you know, because we are still in Africa, we are still Africans.
Yeah, because
you know?
Most Africans have been taught to, and this is by the Western media and the guys who control the media, to hate themselves, that you guys are nothing.
Yeah.
You guys have nothing, you can do nothing. You're the least, you're at the bottom of the pyramid, you know. And we have to wake up and realize Africa is the most wealthiest continent in the world. And the minute we realize our worth, no one will play with it. Because we have so much and people don't want you to know it. And this has to start with just one thing: unity. If we have unity, trust me, everything else will fall in place.
Yeah.
Like, people know that Africans are strong and they're one.
Yeah.
The same thing with Chinese. Chinese were not superpowers 40 years ago. Chinese came one and started doing things by themselves, and that right now China is a different story. China is a superpower.
Yeah.
The second, you know, in terms of GDP, is the second in the world, and probably in future is going to be number one. And that is how you realize your worth, because you realize you guys are rich, but the people who are colonizing you, neocolonialism, they want you guys to realize what you guys have. Yeah. And it's time for Africans to awake.
It's time to rise up.
It's time to rise up, guys. It's time to come together. You know, when you guys travel to other African countries and get arrested, and you have, you know, like when you go in Zambia, they're telling me that you'll find some other foreigners shooting with cameras and on the streets, but because you have a black guy here from Ghana and Kenya, they're like, you guys are Yahoo boys.
Yahoo boys.
You guys are Al-Shabaab, you know. Like, what kind of mentality is that?
But sometimes traveling in Africa when you're a young person, it's difficult, you know, because they will ask themselves, like how does this young person get money from, you know?
That is an old mentality.
Yeah.
Right now, young guys are driving the best cars. They're pushing the best businesses. They're making the biggest money.
Yeah.
It's a different generation. It's a different time. We're not going to be old to make money, to be a millionaire. You're going to wait until 70, 80.
No.
The times have changed, and it's our time. Our politicians know that.
Yeah.
And one thing I heard about Africa, above all other things, our politician.
Yeah.
There's no unity. Look what happened in China. Where, like, our president, first the other side is like, this never happened.
Yeah.
And it's really sad when you don't find that unity. When you see our leaders talking about George Floyd, you feel like, okay, this is now something of a unity. Now guys are start realizing it.
Yeah.
But you also have to do the same for the people from your continent.
Yeah.
There's also police corruption and brutality in Africa. It's time for our African leaders to wake up on the same, because it's really downgrading the continent. Because the things like corruption, poor leadership, is what is really killing the.
Yeah.
So this is what is really, our leaders have to fight for us to have economical empowerment.
Yeah.
Because when you guys, build the economy and start doing things by your own, is the time you also earn respect from others. But every time you guys are the ones asking for donation, no, we can't do this. No, you guys are hated, No,
because if you don't respect yourself, no one will respect you.
No one will respect you.
Because, Africa is blessed. We have all the resources.
Yeah.
Why can't we use it for our own benefits?
It's time for our leaders to wake up, because we are in deep shit because of them. We have a wealthy continent that they don't realize that we can make it the wealthiest in the world.
And if Africa, we come united, like all the African countries become one, that's a very strong, with the superpower of the world,
Look at countries like, even movement around Africa is a thing we can talk about.
Yeah.
You guys, like, if you're in Europe, you have the Schengen visa, you move from one country to the other. In Africa, it's hell. Like when you guys tell me, come to Mozambique, come to Malawi, the first thing you just think, what is going to be at the border?
Yeah.
Because it's just going to be frustration. You guys have spent a full day at the border, fighting.
But sometimes it's good, because traveling by road, it's way more difficult than traveling by air in Africa. Because, traveling by road, you'll meet so many difficulties, especially in the border. Because sometimes they'll ask you for bribe, they just want money for you to come in. They'll ask you questions, so many questions, and all that. Some of them, they will even harass you.
Which is something very pathetic,
Yeah,
because to explore the continent, you have to do it by road.
Yeah.
You have to showcase the continent on road.
Yeah.
You have to be at every other angle. So you don't really need to fly every time. Yeah. Otherwise, if everyone has to fly, like in most African countries, you have the only major airports are in the main cities, which most countries are about 3 or 4 cities. Yeah. So, which means that you'll only have to showcase the major towns. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. So I just hope that with the youth that we have, we'll start changing the narrative. Yeah. And I can see it. I'm very optimistic that it's gonna happen. I feel that change is coming, and it's not from the old leadership type. The youth in Africa are start talking the same language. You can see Julius Malema from one angle. Yeah.
PLO Lumumba.
Like you start feeling this. You feeling this, energy to bring African continent, and guys are woke right now. Yeah. And the internet has been a good channel for us to share, because the mainstream media will only focus on the bullshit that is politics, this and there, crime, but the mainstream media has come, the YouTube we have there, so the youth, more and more youth are now going to get the real information, not just
right now the youth of Africa, they are awakened. Yeah. And they know the right thing to do, and they know what Africa really needs,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's my dream and hope that one day Africa, I will drive from here to Nigeria. I will drive from Kenya to South Africa
without any difficulties.
Without any difficulty at the border. Yeah. Without being subjected to any suspect. So it's my dream that we'll have that, and it's my dream that one day Africa will be the biggest and the richest continent in the world.
And I hope one day to see you, in different countries, just showing the beautiful roads that we have here in Africa. Because, many people think that in Africa we don't have roads, man. But we have big highways, 6, 7, even 10 lanes in Africa, man.
Yeah, so
nice skyscrapers, tall buildings and all that, So I hope to see you in Ethiopia, in Egypt, Nigeria, Ghana. Ghana is so beautiful, man. And also South Africa, man. When I was in South Africa, I was shocked. Because when you go to South Africa, even you don't feel like you are in this world, man. South Africa is on another level, man.
And that is what
Yeah.
we want to find in all the African countries.
Yeah.
That is something that can be achieved.
Yeah.
If you have a very straight government, we kill the small things, and we have, the things that we have to kill are very small. Corruption, poor leadership.
Yeah.
It's just very minor things. Just opening business within Africa. It's just minor things that our leaders making it a big story.
Yeah.
And my dream also is to travel around Africa.
Yeah.
But they say charity begins at home, so you have to put your home also in place.
Yeah, you put your home on the map first.
On the map first,
Yeah.
then I will go, and I'm planning to travel to almost all the African countries,
Yeah.
especially the sub-Saharan Africa. It's my dream.
So, brother, continue doing the good job. Continue showing us the how beautiful Kenya is, Nairobi, and and if you're new to his channel, if you're new to this channel, make sure to go to his channel. Okay, I don't know how to put it. If you're watching this video, make sure to go to his channel. I'll put the links of his channel down below. Also, I'll also put one of his videos that he did in Kenya. At the end of the video, just click on it and make sure you support a brother from another mother, a brother from Kenya. Make sure you support,
Yeah.
And because most of you cannot go outside and all that because of this lockdown and all that. But he's doing a good job entertaining you guys, showing you the beautiful country that we have here in Africa. So make sure you support him. Make sure you subscribe to his channel and also turn on the notification bell so that anytime you upload a video, you get notified.
Notified.
Yeah.
So guys, welcome to my channel. For those, and feel free to share where you want to see, and I'm always listening to you. I'm always watching your comments, and thank you, brother.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
This is the new handshake, the dab handshake, right?
Yeah.
So thank you so much for watching, guys.
Thank you.
Peace,
Peace out.
peace.